educated, high-income adults. So use us to talk to them. Call 732-8000. 732-8000. We're Ocala News Talk Radio. News Talk 1370 WOCA.
Ocala's information station, 1370 WOCA.
Ocala.
With the sun and it burns until the day is done.
All right, 25 minutes before 10 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in. It's time for a brand new show here on WOCA. The show is called Horse Sense, and your hosts are Crystal Furno, who is on the phone right now, and Mark Shuffett, as well as their guests. And good morning, Mark, and good morning, Crystal.
Good morning.
Yeah, there you go. Can you hear it? Let me make sure I did everything right technically, Mark, before we start. Could you hear Crystal?
Yes.
I hear Crystal? I can hear Crystal.
There you go.
There we go.
And this is the inaugural show, huh?
This is
Yeah.
it.
So make sure you record it. Well, we're recording it for you, so you can look at this 3 years from now when you've done it, 900 times.
We're going to look at a radio show?
Yeah, it is. It is a lookable show. It's a viewable show on the internet. Yeah.
I've been
Let's hope
told
we
my
make
whole
that
life I had a face of radio.
Now you do. So what is the show about?
The show's about basically reestablishing a viable, seamless connection between the equine industries, and when we say that, we mean all breeds and disciplines, and the business owners and citizens of Marion County. It used to be that viable, seamless connection back in the 60s, 70s, and 80s, and the county's grown, and businesses have come in, and the equine people tend to network amongst themselves at horse sales and events, and we're just trying to get better at reaching out and letting businesses know how they can make money off of us.
There you go. So so the rest of us can understand what's going on, right?
Yeah, well, you want, if you're a business owner, you want to know the correct terminology. You want to understand a little bit about what you're marketing to. So we're a new 501c3, and a lot of us have been working together on this for a couple of years and just kind of decided to take it to the next level. And basically just want to be that hub in the wheel for all information related to all things equine for Marion County. Our mission statement kind of says it all: connect, communicate, and educate.
All right. There was a story this morning in the news about a possible rodeo thing happening in Kissimmee, and it could be good news for Marion County and the Southeastern Livestock Pavilion. Can anybody want to comment on that?
Well, yeah. It could be great. The NFR has been in Vegas for 30 years, and that's just an example of, our power as an equine agriculture industry in Florida. Cattle industry in the United States started in Florida.
Right. Oh, right. Okay.
Period. So it'd be cool to bring it back here. But anyway, there's a lot of opportunity and potential that would bring a whole lot of people to Florida. Obviously, to get to that Kissimmee area, you've got to come right down I-75. And you've got to go where? Right through the middle of horse capital of the world.
All right. But that's not really exactly what this is about, right? This is to educate guys like me, right? Because I'm right in the middle of it, but I don't know much about it, right?
Yes. Just like Crystal said, years ago, Marion County was much smaller population-wise, and the horse industry was here. And so just by virtue of what went on, people knew, what was in their own backyard, what was in their own back door. Marion County now has a population that exceeds 350,000 people. Those people are fairly far removed, or a lot of them are fairly far removed from agriculture.
Yeah,
so
right.
We want to tell people, our story and continue the story of the economic and environmental importance of the agriculture equine industry to Marion County, just how big it is.
One of the comments you hear once in a while is like from somebody visiting. They say, this used to be horse country, didn't it? And you say, it still is, but I don't know.
Didn't used to be, still is.
Still is, okay. But Highway 200 was more obvious as a horse place than it is now, right?
Right.
A lot of the horse farms on 200 are the gone? I mean, I don't want to say something wrong, but
They're not gone. They've just moved to an area that's not so.
They moved out into more rural. As this part of town developed, those farms sold that property
right.
to development or whatever, and then the farm stayed intact, but moved out in the more rural areas.
Do all the farms offer tours?
No. And you can do one of the things that I hope we eventually do is a driving tour, where we'll have a map and some stops, and you can go by and maybe call in a number on your cell phone and hear the description of the place, where you would stop. That's one of our goals in the future. A few of the farms are open for horse tours. Karen, you want to talk a little bit about horse tours?
Yeah, hi. My name is Karen Grimes. I'm the owner of Farm Tours of Ocala. I've been in the area since 1989, and I started a business looking at Lexington, Kentucky, where agritourism, equine tourism is tremendous. And I thought, gosh, we're not doing that here. Why not?
Yeah, right.
So I contacted some of the folks that I've known over the past 20 years, and they were happy to share. My motto is get behind the gates. And it's funny because everyone's very proud of their horses and proud of their farms, but they don't have time to take people around. So I take that burden off of them. And everyone has been very receptive, and I've opened up a whole new world to the public. People that have lived here for years and years and years have never been on a horse farm, and I've given them that ability.
That is really great. It really is true that somebody like me really appreciates. One of the things we've had the honor of being able to do is participate in events like the Kiss the Horse event, where I got to be on a horse farm just because of that event. So, any plans for more of those kinds of things, or is that something?
You wouldn't believe what kind of plans we have. We've all been in this industry quite a bit. With the great thing about this committee is it's a very diverse committee, and everybody brings a unique talent to it. So I think we're really well rounded, and we all understand what needs to be done, and it's just a matter of kind of getting your ground level work done so you can go on and do more things. Karen's tour, it comes through my farm quite a bit. I mean, there's not just people local, there's people from all over the country that come through here. And what I see for this committee is that there's so many opportunities for businesses and citizens to have a really working knowledge, hands-on availability to all the different breeds and disciplines. But there was just that inability to connect to it. I'd had business owners say, I've been here 20 years, and this is the first time I've ever stepped foot onto a horse farm, and we would do one of our horse sense business exchange or something like that. And that's kind of where we see this committee making a big deal of a difference, is being able to have that one place. For instance, right now I'm calling in because I'm at the Ocala Breeder sale. It's a mixed sale, mares. What were babies, all horses turn 1 year old on January 1st, so now they're known as yearlings instead of weanlings. And there's a lot of people who are here from out of this area, out of the state, and businesses, they're here for quite a while. Businesses need to know that they're here and know how to find them and get them into their stores and restaurants. I'm here right now with the Director of Sales, Todd Wojciechowski, and I'd like to take a minute to be able to just let him give you some economic numbers of what's going on, how the sales going on, and the where the people are coming from, and what he knows that they need.
Okay, all right.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, OBS. We hold 6 sales a year. We'll sell roughly $100 million worth of horses each year to probably 49 states and probably 10 or 12 different countries around the globe. Just for example, this sale here, we have buyers here from South America, Argentina, Venezuela, Brazil, Mexico, Canada, and then also some from European countries as well. Then we kind of run the gamut on all the states in the U.S. And those people are in here from anywhere from 2 days to 2 weeks, depending on the type of sale that we're having. So there's a lot of people that pass through our doors that also land in the county and land in the city.
Oh, wow. The one thing I want to make sure that I do is to invite, and Mark, tell me if you want me to do this, invite the listeners to call in with questions. Or is that what you want to do with the show?
Sure.
You want to invite listeners? Okay. For the listeners who would like to ask questions about the horse industry, maybe you're an experienced equestrian. Am I using the right word there, Mark? Equestrian?
Yeah. Okay. Works good for me.
A horse person. Or perhaps you're like me and you've lived here for a long time and really don't know much about it. The number is the same. It's 622-9622 if you want to ask questions. And so if you have your headphones on, you should be able to hear. And let's go to the phone. Good morning. Thank you for calling.
Yes, thank you. This sounds like a really great program. Coming from where I was born and raised up north, there are horses up there, but coming to Ocala, I had no idea this was horse country or the capital of the United States or maybe even the world for horses. But I love horses, and I was just wondering. We have dogs and stuff that we have a heartworm problem with dogs. And that is that disease also affect horses?
Heartworms?
Yeah. From mosquito bites.
No. Heartworms are not a concern of horses. In general horse health, most people have a herd health program. Horses are on vaccines for different diseases, just like you would do children. And then we do deworm horses regularly, roundworms, 4 roundworms, escarids, tapeworms, etc., but not heartworms.
All right.
Okay. How long, on the average, does a racing horse live? What is the life expectancy?
Oh, horses can live into their 30s.
Long time now. It's a lot longer than it used to be, and most of that's due to health care and feed and that kind of stuff. When we were all kids, or when I was a kid growing up, if you had a horse that was late teens, early 20s, you had kind of an older horse. If somebody had a 25-year-old horse.
Oh, really?
There are lots of horses now that compete that are 20 plus years old that are competing and doing well. Now, they may not be racing on an oval track, but from the rodeo pen to the roping pen to the jumping arena to even pony horses. I mean, there's a lot of horses way up in their 30s now.
All right. Thank you for the call.
Thank you.
Thank you. So,
Larry, I'd like to take a minute if we could and introduce all the committee members that are here. So
yes,
people know.
yes.
We have Mark, and then Dory Morgan, who's with Farm Credit. Dory's very knowledgeable about the hunter jumper world and driving horses and Morgans and things. I'm strictly thoroughbreds, and so the great thing about this group is that everybody that's on here knows something about one breed or discipline or another. Frank Hennessy, who owns Hennessy Arabians, breeds some of the most beautiful, accomplished champion Arabians in the country. It's something I don't know anything about, and his knowledge is just, a huge asset to us. Karen knows a lot about the thoroughbred industry. I've known Karen way back. But she also, because of the nature of her business, has a lot of ties into a lot of other breeds and disciplines. And then our Tammy Gant, who's unfortunately ill and can't be with us today, is the director of membership services and events at Florida Thoroughbred Breeders and Owners Association. And they're known as the FTBOA. And they publish about, I think 4 or 6 different publications a year, one of them covering a lot of the events that go on at HITS. So they're not just thoroughbreds. They do a lot for all of the breeds and disciplines. And our newest member, Barbara Faitos, loves horses, loves the land, beautiful land that we have here to raise horses on. But, now that we're forming we're a 501c3 and there's kind of a little business to run, she's the go-to lady. She knows all that kind of stuff and the ins and outs of how to get things done, and it's just a wonderful group of people, and I'm really excited about what we can do.
Wow. How did we become the horse capital? What's here?
Good grass, and wonderful weather. Like right now, foals are being born, and I've had 6 foals born so far, and they're outside. The foals that are up in Kentucky, they're not outside today. They're in the barn because it's cold and snowy.
Yeah.
The Lime Rock, Mark can tell you more about that. It's a wonderful environment, and then just the sunshine and being able to. Horses need to be outside.
Yeah, now I'm a geologist, right?
Well, I've heard that too. I've heard that there was something in the rock underneath the ground that made it into the grass that helped the horses, and that's as far as I know.
What we hope to do, Crystal said earlier, connect, communicate, educate. So as we go through this journey that we're all fixing to go through, hopefully we have an opportunity to explain some of that stuff. The thoroughbred industry in Marion County is the root of the horse industry in Marion County. So it's the anchor.
Is that because of the money it makes? Is thoroughbred the biggest money maker?
Not really. That I don't know.
Okay.
But it's still the anchor for the industry here. It started years ago. We'll get into more detail in other weeks maybe about how it started, but there were some people here that were doing some construction and building of roads, etc. And they had horses in other places. I thought this would be a great place to bring our horses to. They have really nice, mild winters, good training season weather. Right. The babies come at the first of the year, just like Crystal said, so it's great foaling season. You don't have to put the babies up the next day. They can be turned out within probably 24 hours if everything's good and normal. The babies and stuff are out on grass, or pasture, exercising immediately, and the wide open spaces in the air. So they started coming more as few people moved here, then other people thought it was a good idea, and so they brought their horses here as well. That started within the thoroughbred industry. As that grew over the years, other people saw the same thing that had other breeds and disciplines. And not to take away from the ranch-type horses and the rodeo horses and all that kind of stuff that have always been here. There's always been cattle in Florida. We've always had horses to work the cattle with, and still do. We've got the Florida Crackers and the cow hunters. The backbone of, that horse is same as their pickup truck or same as their front end loader. It's a tool to be used. They've always been here. So as all these horses started coming, people started providing services for those horses, and now jump ahead to the 21st century, it's almost a chicken and egg deal. People that have a service or a product for the horse industry have to have a presence in Ocala, Marion County. And then
this is a good way to do it in part.
Then if you're on the other side and the horse owner, it's like, well, where do I want to go and live? Well, we've got the great weather, and there's every service, product, whatever is offered right here. So you're in, the middle of, again, horse capital of the world.
There's only one other place like this, and it's Lexington, Kentucky, where you have a dense population of breeds and disciplines and the support businesses, with its veterinary clinics. Peterson Smith is one of the second largest equine clinic in the United States. We have 2 feed mills here. There's several different clinics here. Your vet is 15 or 20 minutes away. Your next, your feed delivery is right around the corner. Tax stores, the support that comes to, and businesses that come to support all these breeds and disciplines is right here in this county. There's actually an equine survey being done right now that hopefully the numbers will be out by the end of the month, maybe the first of next month, that will talk about the economic impact of the equine industry on this county. When you talk about the taxes and the amount of people that it's employed through all the breeds and disciplines, the heads and beds issue. I mean, you've got live oak coming up, HITS is here. all those people are bringing money into Marion County, and businesses need to know what goods and services they need, and the county needs to understand the economic impact of all these breeds and disciplines. One of the things that we've done a lot of short, what we call equine courses, where we take businesses around and teach them about all these businesses that are here, and we always tell them, you come in here with your business eyes, and you look around and say, how can I make money off of this, depending on what your business is. We want that business that's there with us today to come up with an idea to connect and have all their other similar businesses say, why didn't I think about doing that? I mean, there's a lot of ways that businesses can provide services through the needs that are created by people being here. Mark has put together, we're going to do a lot with social media, and he can tell you more about that, but we've got Facebook, we've got Twitter, our website's going to be up next week. There'll be plenty of ways for businesses to be able to reach out and learn and be able to do it on a daily basis.
Without having to wait for the economic study, one of the things that's so obvious to all of us about this being the horse capital of the world, there's over 1,000 horse farms in Marion County. And if you need veterinary services par excellence, you get them here. It is just an amazing place to breed and raise horses. I love to have tours at my farm. Karen brings people all of the time. We're able to share some of the things that we do, some of the innovation. And again, everyone talks about the thoroughbreds, and I like to remind everybody that thoroughbreds started from Arabian horses. So get right back to the basics of that.
That's right.
So I have a every man kind of a question. When I'm driving down the road early in the morning past the horse farm, and it is a beautiful sight to see, a horse just jumping and enjoying the cool morning, how do you as horse owners feel about me stopping in to take a picture? I've often thought, is that bad? Is that good? If I had a child running around, I wouldn't want you taking a picture of my child.
Oh, I think in general, we're happy. Stop, take a picture.
Oh, really?
Yeah, absolutely. Don't get run over in the real. Don't get off of the road and don't get into the pasture and don't go up and try to touch the horse.
Yeah, right.
Stay on the right side of the fence.
That's right. And keep your hands and your kids and your fingers on the right side of the fence. But if you want to take pictures, I think most of us are pleased that you take those pictures and then post them. Put them up and tell people that, hey, this is where I live. This is what I get to see on my way to work every morning. Yeah. And what a way.
Take a second, let Dory talk about next week's show, or actually the next 2 weeks show, which she'll kind of be commandeering and directing. Dory, if you can tell them where you're going to be next week.
And Dory, just pull that microphone toward you, there you go.
Next week, we'll be highlighting the Sunshine State Games that will take place at the Florida Horse Park. And this is specifically a combined driving event which features horses and carriages. It can be all breeds, ponies, warm bloods, any breed, Arabians, Morgans. And it takes place over 3 days, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And it'll be dressage with carriages, cross country, and hazards with carriages, and of course the cones, which is similar to the stadium jumping. So make sure you either tune in or come on down and watch it.
You used the word dressage, and here's another question. We need a glossary somewhere.
Yes, and we will start building that on our website so people can, go to the website, kind of see some of the basic terminology that horse people take for granted and we use every day.
Yeah. I remember the first time I saw the word equestrian, it's like, what? What is that?
What is
Yeah.
We'd also like to take a minute to mention our sponsors who are making this radio show possible. Barbara, can you talk a little bit about our sponsors?
Yes, any microphone works. just there you go. She's grabbing some paper.
She's taking some notes for me.
Thank you very much. We want to introduce the very generous people that have said yes to this concept of this radio show. Our first sponsor, of course, is Florida Thoroughbred Breeders and Owners Association, FTBOA. We also have Infinite Day Spa. And they are located at 212 South Magnolia Avenue, and it's a one-of-a-kind true European spa that has already made their connection with the equine industry, as they are sponsors of the HITS show of 2014. And that's just an excellent example of what we've been talking about all along, that obviously how is a day spa connected to the equine industry? But it indeed is. It indeed is. And so we are very, very happy to have those two sponsors with more to come in the future. Thank you.
We want to also add Al Marar Arabians. This is a farm that's owned by Mark Miller, the creator of Arabian Nights. His mother was Basie Tankersley, probably one of the leading Arabian horse breeders in the world. I know that at one point she had over 400 Arabian mares that she was breeding. Unfortunately, we lost her last year, but Mark has stepped up and, by the way, has decided to bring a large number of that herd here to Florida. He has bought a farm in Clermont, Florida, and he's already started that process. Not only is he bringing beautiful horses, but also very talented performance horses, because it was these Arabian horses that he used in the show Arabian Nights. So we're really pleased that he's coming to Florida with all of this great stock of Arabian horses, and we're excited to see it. And every industry has a man who has got great character and is a leader and is respected by all, and Mark Miller fills that bill. He is just a wonderful human being.
Thanks, Frank. Let me say one thing as we go out. I hear the music starting, and they're going to kick me out of the room here real quick. We've got a Facebook page and a Twitter page that the address for those is Horse Sense Ocala.
That's easy enough.
That's easy enough to remember. So follow us on Facebook and Twitter, Horse Sense Ocala. And then on the website, it's equineallianceofmarion.com.
And thank you to the Blue Jays, who have written a wonderful new song for our radio show that really describes what it's like to live this life. They're going to be in the studio with us next week. You're going to be able to hear the whole song. But if you go on our Facebook page, you can hear it there. And we're really excited about this young two gentlemen that have agreed to partner with us and do this music for the show. And thank you to the Blue Jays. And they'll be on the show next week.
All right, thank you. And the video of the broadcast will be on the WOCA Facebook page and the WOCA YouTube channel, so anybody who wants to see it can see it and hear it. Crystal Ferning, thank you. Mark Shuffett, Karen Grimes, Dory Morgan, Barbara Feitos, and Frank Hennessy. Thank you all for making this show possible.
Thanks to the source, too.
Thank you.
There you go.
Thank you.
Good luck, Crystal. Have a good day.
Thank you. Bye-bye, guys.
And
Bye.
Horse Sense again next week at the same time, right? Horse
Yes,
Sense?
Yes.
All right. We will take a little break and be right back for Ocala Magazine Radio.
Rise and eat and work and sleep. You live your dream to raise and be. Your soul was born to be free.
Ocala's information station, 1370 WOCA.
Ocala. ABC News Now. I'm Karen Chase. Not even cold comfort in more than half the nation as the cold snap reaches its icy grip to the Gulf Coast, bringing sleet and freezing rain.